This is Jeff Williford with UTTylerPatriots.com, here with the senior spotlight on Will Krogman, men's cross-country runner, who's a math and science major. We'll get into that in a little bit. From Mesquite. First of all, you're the only senior. We talked to Bailey on her senior spotlight. She's the only senior on the girls' team. You're the only senior on the guys' team. What's it like with those with that pressure on you?
You know, our men's team consists of a lot of juniors. And so it's really not that bad, because normally when you're the only senior, you feel like you have a lot of pressure coming onto you. But, you know, with so many juniors and so many underclassmen, particularly freshmen, it's no big deal.
You guys are pretty tight too. Like I'm sure y'all hang out. You kind of live together. I think some of you guys live together. What are your expectations for this year? I know you guys at this past race here at UT Tyler, you guys won first and by a pretty large margin. Talk about your expectations for the rest of the year. Well,
I have two, and they're both they're going to be hard to do, pretty ambitious. The first one, and this is my #1 expectation, is I want to be our top runner. Currently, Nick Huff is our top runner, and I'm a little behind him, but I think I can get him by the end of the season. And my second expectation is I've never won a cross-country meet individually, and I would like to do that.
Good goals. They sound like good goals for the team and for yourself. Okay, so the point of the senior spotlight is to learn a little bit more about you other than what people can read above the video that they're watching here. We were talking before. You work with something that I'm deathly afraid of. I think most people are. Talk about your work with snakes.
Well, about 2 years ago, I took ecology, and the professor that teaches it is Dr. Ford. And I knew he did stuff with snakes, and I'm actually kind of afraid of snakes. But I was interested in getting over that fear, probably because I used to watch The Crocodile Hunter, and I always liked how he would just go in the bush whenever it rattled, and I kind of want to do that. And so I talked to him, and I've been working in his snake lab for about 2 years now. And at first when I started, it was mostly just taking care of snakes, feeding them, you know, keeping their cage clean. But eventually I actually got on with research, and I got 30 of my own snakes, and they're checkered gartered snakes. And there's actually 60 of them, but I had all of the males, and then my partner had all the females. And we did research on growth. So I would split them up into 2 groups, you know, feed half of them some amount, feed the other half less amount.
You know, I don't see myself jumping into that fear. I'm gonna let that one go. Last thing before we get into to end it off here, talk about your new hobby that you were telling me about.
Well, about a year ago, we started looking at videos on rock climbing, and they looked real fun. And so me and my friends just decided to try it. And so we started out rock climbing at a rock gym in Dallas called Exposure. And it was real fun, and so some of my friends, you know, we put some money into it. We got a rope and got some harnesses and some belay devices, and we actually went out. And the first place we went was Mineral Wells State Park, which is actually the #4 place in the state to go rock climbing. And we spent 3 days out there and just had a blast.
That's awesome. I've actually been to Exposure. It's a very cool place. So when the new UT Tyler rock climbing team starts, I'm sure you'll be the first coach. If you guys want to keep up with Will and the rest of the men's cross country team, you can always go to UTTylerPatriots.com. Thanks a lot, man.
Sure thing.